welcome back to episode 3. We're right in the middle of doing post-production on a movie right now, so we're going to have to make this one really short today. And I wasn't able to go over a lot of the questions, but I did go along with one that was like really pushing me, and that was selling your film to the public. Now I kind of look at that in three ways. One is you're selling your film before you shoot the picture to the audience, getting them ready for it. Two is basically before you made your movie, and then of course then after you've made your movie and you're trying to get the word out there also. And then the third one is you want to sell your film to distributors. I don't mean physically with money. I'm talking about selling them to the idea of carrying your picture, and that's what's really important. You got to have that, which will bring us to what I like to call your film brochure, because the brochure of your film is two things. One is your poster. You've got to have a strong poster. And the second is the trailer. We're not going to have time to go over the trailer today because that's going to be really involved. So today we're just going to go over the poster portion of it. So let's go over the poster and why. Why you really need it. I've got this all down in my notes here that we've kind of put this together so I could go over this as quick as possible. Your poster is like really important. It's like I say, it's the selling brochure to the public. Other than your trailer, the first thing they're probably going to see is the poster to your film, because you should have that on everything. It should be reflected on everything. It's sort of the branding of your movie, so you want to follow that all the way through with everything. So you want to make your title as easy as possible that people could read from across the street. Okay, you want to be able to make it so if they see it, they recognize it. So you don't want a bunch of stuff all over this thing. People can't make out what it is. They're trying to look at it, trying to figure out what it is. Especially if you're doing titles. And the title on your film, don't put it in, Klingon or something like that, written to where you can't understand what it's saying, trying to be this real fancy. It doesn't work. This is the brochure of your film. You want people to see the name. They want it to know exactly what it means. And when they look at the poster, they want to know exactly what they're seeing. And it has to reflect your movies in a stylized version to what your movie is. Next would be the tagline. And the tagline is really important. I don't know if you can see this, but on Spaceship Terror, the tagline was 6 women and 1 mad killer on a spaceship heading out into deep space. That sort of like tells you everything that you really need to know about that movie towards your genre audience. For Blood Demon Rising, it was Night of the Virgin Sacrifice. And it kind of conjures up pictures. This is a selling point for your film, so you want people to go, what is that? What do they mean by that? If you have any stars in your film, you of course want them to be on the poster. Okay? If you don't have any stars in your film, then press what the film's about. Don't just put a bunch of faces of unknown people on there. That doesn't work. You want to sell the idea of what the picture is. You want them to think it in their own mind and come up with their own ideas in the film, but you want it to present itself in such a way that it makes them think, like, either it's going to really grab the people that like the film, that kind of film, and they're going to want to see that film, or you're going to turn them off by putting a lot of junk on there that really has nothing to do with the genre. So you don't want to try to intermix genres at all if you can. I always say don't try to make a film that encircles a lot of different things, because the people that come to watch a lot of these movies are there for a specific reason, and that's what they want to see. They don't want to see a bunch of other stuff, and it never works when you try to mix genres. It just doesn't work. So remember, if you don't have stars, push the story angle of your movie on your poster. If you can't afford to hire a designer that designs movie posters for your film, then you want to be very careful and try to copy those that have come before you, that are done the same kind of movie that you've done. Kind of don't copy it, right on the mark, but try to copy it to where it gives you that feel that when you see that movie over there, that's sort of like yours. You want those people to get the same feeling of that movie that you're going to put on your poster. So you want to try to emulate films of the same type as yours that were blockbusters, if you can, in that particular genre. You will also want your web page, your poster, your DVD covers to all look the same if you can, because this is the face of your movie and you want it to reflect your film so that when they see it, they go, oh, that's that film there. Yeah, I've seen that over here. Or I've seen it over there. Yeah, I know that film. They can just grab it and say, that's it. Let's go. It's sort of like if you look at the movies with Freddy, they all have him standing there, with his fingers and all the blades sticking out and everything. You can tell right away it's branded that way. You want your film to be branded also, because if it makes money, you're going to want to make another one, and you're going to want to bring it on and on. So try to make something on the poster that is brandable. When you get with a distributor, don't be surprised if they decide to change your poster. I mean, this just happens. And it happened with ours. In fact, I'll put ours up. This one over here is the one that we designed for Spaceship Terror. Okay? This one over here, is the one that our distributor designed for the same film. Now, this one did better than this one. Okay, so it just goes to show you that you might not have the greatest idea. Listen to distributors. They've been doing this for years and years. They know what these audiences want to see, and they know how to push your film. So listen to what they have to say. But you've got to have a poster and all these things before you even get a distributor to show them that your mind is where they want it to be. They want to see that you have been doing your part in by trying to build an audience for this movie before it came out. And that's why it's really important that you go into, pushing your film beforehand. We'll go into that also at another time. There's also, the trailer is really, really important. I mean, really important. I really go after that a lot in the book. And if you haven't picked this up yet, had a little technical problem there. Message to self, don't hit the space bar when you're trying to video. Okay. So I talk about all of this that has to do with the poster and the trailer in the book. And I really go into it over in depth. I can't do it on here. It would take forever, and these blogs would be hours long. So I try to give you the highlights that I can to help you out. And if you can, I'd pick up the book. It's in the can. Now what? You can pick it up on Amazon in the book form, or you can get it as a digital also. And I suggest you pick that up. But with the trailers are so important. The poster is really important, but the trailer is the real selling point of your movie. The reason for that is because you're going to use that to be pushing your film on everything. And I suggest everybody that you make a pre-trailer, and those should only be about 15 to 20 seconds long. It's about the introduction of your film to get the name into the people's head. Show a few little things about it that you've shot, or maybe you can get the actors together and shoot a few things. Make them some of the exciting scenes of your picture, and put that up on every social media site that you can. And I also tell you about using Facebook and their ad system, which is a really, really good system for filmmakers. If you know how to do it and you know how to do it right, it will pay off for you. Same thing with Google. Things are getting better as time goes on. But trailers are so important for you that you've got to do it, and you've got to do it right. If you should hire somebody to do this, but if you can't, be very selective. Look at other films, study their trailers and what they did. And if you have to, try to emulate their trailers also, if you can. In other words, write down everything that happens on the trailer, on their trailer, lay your trailer on top of it with a piece of paper, and try to do the same thing. Fast cuts and all. That's about all time we have for right now. We're pretty tight on time. I'm sorry I didn't get to get the questions, but the only thing I could really go over today was pretty much just the starting of the selling point of your picture. So watch for us next week, episode 4. I'll try to get it so it's up on time. And until next week, talk to you later.